Hello, good morning. Welcome. Heather from Heather's Zenful Crochet here. Welcome to my Thursday video. Today's video is just going to be a little update of the subscriber challenge that I am doing, how many ghosts I have made, how many more I need to make, and a small yarn haul. So, to start with, I think I'll do the little ghosts. So, off camera, I've been making little ghosts when I can, because I'm also working on a pattern test that I got approved for last week. They gave us 2 weeks to do the pattern test, thankfully. It's 2-in-1 pattern, and they're big items. I got the one done. I'm halfway through the second one. I've got to assemble it. I'm pretty sure they said we can post anytime. You know what? Let me double check. I've got it pulled up on Canva. I think I can show you what the pattern is. Okay, so she does say that we can post, make posts and stories whenever we'd like during the testing process. So I will go ahead and show you what the pattern test is. This is the first one I got done. I got some red fuzzies on it. Let me get those off real quick. Alright, so this pattern is by In Stitches by Nikki. And it is, like I said, it is a 2-in-1 pattern. It is Maple and Mothyu. Not Matthew, Mothyu. So this is Mothman. So this is Mothyu, and then I'm working on Maple. Look how big this guy is. Like, he's ginormous. But this is made in Bernat blanket yarn. And the fur collar, I don't even know what yarn that is. I'd have to go over and look at it. The toes and wings are in Bernat blanket as well. And I use the same fur on the antenna as I did for the fur collar. And then these eyes, I painted these eyes. Use this with red fingernail polish. I don't even know what size eyes those are. Like 30s, I think. Yeah. So this is Mothyu, the Mothman. Like I said, there's a pattern test going on for him right now. All of our patterns are due by the 22nd. I don't know if she has said when a release date is. Oh, release date is June 23rd at noon Eastern Standard Time. So that is next Tuesday. So this is Mothyu. And he's got secondary wings under these big wings. Kind of hard to see because they're black. There's skinny little secondary wings underneath the big wings here. Very unique pattern. You've got 2 different options for wings for Maple the moth, but you can use her wings on Mothyu as well. You can mix and match the wings and antenna. There are different antenna as well that you can use for Mothman if you wanted to, but I chose to do what she had assigned for Mothyu. Now Maple, I'm doing a little bit different. I'll show you Maple here. As I said, I'm in the middle. I have to assemble her. So Maple, I did different colors because I stuck with the black and gray for Mothman because that's Mothman's colors, you know what I mean? But Maple, she's just a moth, and so you could do any colors you wanted. And I'll put a picture of my inspiration up over here for this moth. Beautiful, beautiful. There are just some gorgeous moths out there I never realized. But yeah, this is Maple. So I went with the purple body based on the purple and red moth that I loved. She has red toes. They have these little flaps for mouths on both of them. And then her arms are the same arms as Matthew. So the body, head, and arms are all the same. It's the antenna and wings that are different for them. So she will have purple arms with red fingers or nails or whatever you want to call them. So I got to get those sewn on. And for her eyes, I decided I want to go with these. If I can find them. My desk is a mess, you guys. Oh my god. I think I'm going to do these little felt eyes for her. That have little hearts in them. I thought that would be really cool. And they have little eyelashes on them. Have little hearts. So I think I'm going to do those eyes for her. There's also a hair cap that you can do because moths have fuzzy little heads. There's a little hair cap that you can do for her. But I wanted to do it, and I wanted to do it in red, but the hair cap thing, you need to use like a furry, fuzzy type yarn. And the only yarn I had was like a different color red, and it really did not go with this red, and I thought it would look odd. So you can also go without the hair cap. So I chose to do no hair cap. Her antenna, I did have to use Bernat blanket for her antenna because so they would stand up. So I used Bernat blanket with a 5mm hook. It's nice and stiff, and I think it's going to stand up okay. But her little antennas are pretty cool looking. It reminds me of, in Beetlejuice, that weird looking sculpture that the mom had. I think it was a chair. That's what these antennas remind me of. So yeah, she's going to have these antennas. And then for her wings, there's two different options for the wings. I chose the second option for the wings. Here are the wings. Oh, that one's backwards. So is that one. Good Lord. Aren't those just beautiful? So those will get attached to her back. And she's just going to be so gorgeous with these red wings. Oh, can't wait to get her done. So I've got to finish her and then get final pictures taken and submitted. But I want to take them outside, obviously, and make sure she has some really nice pictures for my final pictures. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, was those. And working on my little ghost in between time of working on the pattern test. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 ghosts made, and I've been keeping track on a piece of paper of where I'm at for making my ghosts, because if I didn't, I was going to completely lose track. So let me pull up my YouTube on my computer to see where I'm at for subscribers here. Okay, I am at 696 subscribers as of right now. I am making 10 to get to 690, and then I need to make the other 6 to get me to 696. Yes, so I've got 8 and 6 is 14. I have 14 left to make to get caught up of where my subscriber count is at. But yeah, I've got, and these ones I've just been doing embroidered eyes with, because I'm afraid I'm going to run out of safety eyes that I need for other things. So, and then I have 2 gray ones. One I did black eyes, the other one I did white eyes. And I've got 2 black ones, black ghosts over here that I thought it'd be kind of cool to have all kinds of different colored eyes for them. So one has yellow eyes and the other one has green eyes. And his eyes are a little bit smaller, which is kind of cool. Makes them look a little bit beady, a little more beady. So yeah, I'm going to do different eyes on the black ones. Yeah, I'm just sticking to the color palette of what I did in my video where I was making the ghost. The only thing is I ran out of gray. So if I want to continue with gray, I'll probably have to switch to my Parfait Plush gray. And it's a little bit, it's quite a bit darker of a gray, so I need to order some yarn from Premier Basics Chanel Brights. But speaking of yarn, we will move into my little yarn haul that I got. So I saw where the Elise Veludo yarn is on sale. Now, I don't know if it's always on sale. I kind of hope it is, because on sale it is $3.95 a skein, and the skeins are only like 70 some yards, 74.3 yards, 3.53 ounces, and 100-gram skeins. It says the regular price is $7. If these are regular price $7, I probably would not order, because this is not very much yarn for $7. Like 74 yards for $7. But it's on sale right now for $3.95 a skein. So I did order at least one color of, not all the colors, but the colors that I thought I would use. So I wanted to do 2 skeins of each, but I couldn't afford that. It was going to be like $160 or something like that to have 2 skeins of each. So I changed it to 1 skein of each. So I think there's like 2 skeins that I ordered that were, I have 2 colors of each to get me over the amount I needed for free shipping. So anyway, I've got red. And these don't have names, I don't believe. No, they're just... Now, on the website, they have names, but on the tags, on the labels, they don't. Which is kind of weird. I've never used Elise Veludo. It is very, very soft. I can see why people use this yarn, because, oh my gosh, it is really soft. Now, it is a little bit smaller than the Premier Basics Chanel Brights, which is okay, I guess, but might be a little bit smaller than I might like to make things. So having 1 skein of each is probably okay to see if I like the size that things come out in. But anyway, that is like a greeny color. Not really sage, but a good mix between the sage and like the emerald green. And this one, I've got a couple different browns. I have this lighter brown, a little bit more of a chocolate brown, well, kind of caramely brown, and then I have that dark brown here. So I think those are the only 3 browns that I have, because I'm getting low on browns. So I bought those. I don't know. I just don't know if 1 skein is enough to make. I know it's not enough to make, like for the browns, it's not enough to make. I pulled some out of one of them to check the sheddiness of it, and it's not very sheddy at all. Hardly sheds at all. I did get a black. I got a dark purple. That is just a gorgeous purple. That kind of matches the dark purple of the Parfait Plush, actually. Almost the same purple, which is nice. And I got a yellow, a nice bright yellow, a nice light minty, frosty minty green color. As I said, these are only numbers. Number 454. I got a really nice bright bubblegum pink. Oh, there's another brown. A different color brown. Oh, black must have been the what I got 2 of, because there's another black. Another shade of purple. Look at that gorgeous purple. That is so pretty. I got a really nice orange that would be great for like pumpkins. And another shade of orange, which is more like a rusty burnt orange color. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I got 2 whites. I got the staple colors, black and white. I got 2 of. There's 2 white. Oh, huh. Nope, that is a different shade of purple. I got an even lighter lavender purple color. It's actually quite a bit of yarn here, guys. Another shade of brown. I think it's even, it's even different than the other one. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades of brown. A really pretty, like midnight bluish color, like a navy blue. Really, really pretty. Now the skeins are all wonky shapes because, as if you haven't seen in other people's videos, they vacuum seal the heck out of these skeins to ship them. So yeah, they're a little bit squished still. Oh God. And this, oh my God, I love this color. Look at that green. Isn't that just the prettiest green? It reminds me of, is it Parfait Chunky that has like the, what is it called, Ogre, or that new green that Parfait Chunky came out with? That this color reminds me of that. I just love it. It would be beautiful for some like zombies and Frankensteins and stuff. Love it. I'm running out of room on my desk. This is like a pale, is it? I think it might have been supposed to be gray, but it looks more like a blue. It's a bluey gray, shale gray color. And then I got a really, look at that, look how squished that one is. It was on the bottom. Really bright orange. Have to have bright orange for my spooky items. Another shade of green. This is, I don't know. It's a mix between the like other green, like the sagey green, and this green. Really pretty too. Last one, guys. And I got this shade of purple. It's more of a bright, not neon-y, but more of a bright, I don't even know, bright lavender. It's got kind of like a pinky hue to it. So, yeah. That is my yarn haul. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 26 skeins of yarn. And it's still on sale. So maybe I'll order more. But unfortunately, I think I have to wait until payday, which I think it's next week. My yarn cubes over there are for the Premier Basic Chanel Brights is looking very sad. Very slim. I hope these skeins are big enough to where I can make decent sized projects with them until I can get some more ordered. And it only took, I think it took just under a week, because this comes from Turkey, I believe. And it only, yeah, it took just under a week to get here, which I thought was amazing. I thought it was going to take like 2 weeks. But no, just under a week. And I got my yarn. It was awesome. I've had it for a few days. I've been waiting to show you guys my yarn. So, okay, let me get some of this out of the way here. And, dropped a hook. Okay, I think that is the update. I was going to record some making of ghosts, but I thought maybe you guys saw enough of that last week in my last video, so I didn't. And I wasn't honestly sure if I was going to have a video today because we had some severe storms roll through here yesterday, Wednesday, and we did not have power for 12 hours yesterday. We went without power from 7:30 yesterday morning until 7:30 last night. And then the next town over, where my husband's family is at and where my son lives, they got the brunt of the storm. I read where they're just saying it was straight line winds, but that town I've never seen gets hit so hard by a storm before. My husband was in town when the storm hit, and he was trying to go from his mom's house to his aunt's house, and he was in the middle of the storm. He had to hide behind some really tall pine bushes in the car, so the car didn't get pelted with debris as the wind was whizzing by. He said he was sitting there and there was just tree branches flying by him as he was sitting there hiding behind these bushes on the road. I'm like, I would have been freaking out. But yeah, the town here, I'll put some pictures up over here or just here in front of me while I'm talking. I got a few pictures. But yeah, my husband tried to go from one end of town to the other, and it took him almost 10 minutes because almost every road in town had a tree or a power line down over it. So trying to get around town was very difficult because there are huge trees just toppled over. Power lines down everywhere. One of the buildings in town, it's an old 1800s brick building. Some of the bricks fell off of a building, and yeah. The tree, so there's a square in the middle of town. A couple of the trees were split in two and fallen over. So, yeah. Luckily, my son's house didn't get much. There was one branch out of there. One tree that they have, their trash cans were blown up into their driveway, thankfully, and not blown away. The neighbor right next door to my son, their tree was uprooted, and it went, luckily, between the neighbor's house and garage. Unfortunately, it did land on their fence, but yeah, uprooted their tree. A block down from my son's house, a big tree came down. Well, big branches out of a tree came down and smashed the back end of a car and went into part of the house. There's just ginormous trees down over roads. Yeah, it was not good. And my son, where he works, he was told the parts of their roof got torn off where he works. He works in at a dog food factory, and they've got several buildings and catwalks and stuff like that. Said some of the roof on one or two of the buildings got torn off. I don't think a whole lot, but a little bit of damage to their roofs, and something on one of their catwalks got blown off. So the whole town was out of power, and they're still out of power. And estimated time was 1 to 3 days before they get power back. So yeah. So I couldn't work anymore yesterday because I work from home. I have to have power and internet to work. My power went out and then came back on, and by the time I got logged back into my work computer, power went back out and never came back on. So I had to take a sick day yesterday because I couldn't get logged back into my computer, and I'm not close enough to the office to come into the office to work when I am out of power. So it was like 8:30. I clock in at 7. By 8:30, I was done for the day. I had no power. So yeah, we have power today, thankfully. So that means I'll get to work and make your video today. So yeah, that is the update of what's been going on around here. So everybody is safe. Nobody was hurt. Just a lot of tree damage and power line damage. So thankfully everything turned out fine. So yeah. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop blabbing, put this yarn away, and get to assembling my Maple the Moth over here, get it done, and hopefully have time to make some more ghosts before I have to clock in. So, all right, if you guys liked this video, make sure you hit that like button. Let's put a yarn skein down in the comments if you got to see to the end of this video today. Subscribe if you're not already. If you subscribe, I will get to making some more ghosties. We're making tiny little ghosties until I reach 1,000 subscribers. We're currently at 696, so thank you to all of you who have currently subscribed. Really, really appreciate that. This little challenge is going to be fun. See if we can make it and see what we do with all these little ghosts that I make. So, all right, that is going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you all so much for clicking in and watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.